Hello interwebs, happy Tuesday, it's Mike again with another video. What I wanted to talk about today, the Avengers, specifically the movie, which I really enjoyed, and then I'm going to talk about the comics a little bit, and prepare people for the Avengers 2. Marvel movies, their current string have been just fantastic. Kind of started with Iron Man, that set the precursor to everything else that's been coming out lately. You got your Thor, you got your Captain America, and they all come together into one super group of awesomeness. And then there's Hawkeye as well, and Black Widow, because apparently we needed some people in there, because people with superpowers weren't fun enough. There could have been anybody in there. There's been Avengers for God knows how long, 1.5 million years. They had a cavalcade of characters that they could have chosen, and instead they slot in, the guy with the bow and arrow and the girl with big hooters. Not to say that's a bad thing. What they did at the end of the film, spoilers, was introduce my favorite character in the entire Marvel Universe, Thanos. Oh, Death's his girlfriend. He likes gems, puts them on his hand, roams around the galaxy, gets sad sometimes, beats up Galactus. The usual stuff. He's going to play an integral part, probably in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which is one of the next ones that's coming out, which I have no flippin' idea what that's going to be about, but I'm kind of excited anyway. What Thanos is all about, he's got a crush on the personification of death. Thinks it's his girlfriend. They sometimes have brain talks, and some sort of reasoning came to him one day where he's like, you know what I'm going to do? You know what she's going to like? If I kill half of everything in the entire universe. Or if you think about it, she's the personification of death. Wouldn't that just be a whole lot of work for her? Have to work overtime. You'd never see her. She wouldn't bake him death cookies or whatever. Anyway. So big fan of Thanos. He's purple. He's got this chin that looks like one of the Skrulls, but they don't really talk about that. Thanks, Jack Kirby. Lazy artist. What's going to be going on in the next Avengers movie, you ask? Well, it's called The Age of Ultron. Ultron is a crazy robot that was made by Hank Pym, who you'll find out later is Ant-Man. Not sure how that's going to work, because the Ant-Man film is after the Avengers film. I don't know what's going on, so they'll jump back and forth, and they'll be like, didn't Hank Pym make this robot? Or they'll just leave that altogether. Ultron, in the comics anyway, he is coming from the old, be careful what you wish for type thing, where chaos theory basically takes over, and Hank's like, hey, I want to make a robot that'll make the world better. And then the robot's like, hey, wait a minute, you humans are making the world worse, so I'm just going to kill all you. Okay. I think that's pretty much where the next film's going to go. They're going to be battling Ultron, the unkillable robot, because he downloads his brain into other shells and then goes on from there. What? Who doesn't love an unkillable enemy? Also, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show is going to be starting on TV soon, and I'm pretty excited about that too. It looked like in the preview that there might have been Luke Cage involvement, but they said in a press release that Luke Cage probably wouldn't be involved. That the character that we're seeing, who was prevalent with the superpowers and punching the ground, is going to be a twist on an existing character. I had theorized that they were going to use this show to introduce more characters for the films, and they could still do that, much like Arrow is doing. But yeah, that one, not even on TV yet. The Avengers, there's you've got your regular Avengers with your Captain America, your Tony Stark, and all them good guys, and then you've also got your new Avengers, which is a title that I picked up and liked a lot, where it's after they got disbanded and then they came back together, and they needed like a new team of superheroes, and they got together. Tony's still there, and Captain America's still there. Yeah, I refer to superheroes by their first and or last names. Like, a lot of people talk about baseball or hockey or whatever, people like that as sports. Hooray for sports! I do that with superheroes. I'll just be like, hey, you remember that time that Reed and Sue were out in the copter and they picked up Johnny and they all went for malts? It was great. That's pretty much where I'm going to end this one for today. This is a logical stopping point.